Sunday, 2054, 42 seconds, year 2026, month 2, first day. Month 2 is February. All right. Firing up the old Whipple-Wapple again. The internet didn't shut off last night. Hello? So, brother's curious. So, might as well pop another vid. Brother's got some Get the Tea in there. It'll be done in about 7 minutes. Around 7 minutes. Fuck the word about. Don't need to be having no boxing matches to punch someone out. Bout. Today's bout, we're featuring Toonkalunka weighing 545 ounces. Just a tiny little pup. Ooh, fingers are still tender. I'd have to throw on a couple tips today. For the hey L with it. There. Brother throwing down on some Tony Iommi tips. Postal thimbles. Post Malone. That's an Ozzy Osbourne song. Post my loan. Let me post my loan. I got a bank loan. I need to post it. That just spontaneously ejaculated. That sounded kind of nice. That's a 654. Color crayon with the melody, while the chord's being held, and that's a F minor 6, G sharp major 5, C sharp major 4, which would be the G sharp key. Which goes with the F6, which the last couple vids have been centered around. Brother didn't even put any effort into. He just grabbed something. This looks like a wonderful. Just played a minor chord. Just went with it. Saw Steve Vai get interviewed the other day. Brother asked him, said, "You into politics? What's your views on politics?" Steve says, I don't listen to any of that stuff. He says, I just focus on everything that comes with the South. Look out. He says he learned a long time ago that all the news is just fear mongering. He says, I'm not into that. 2 minutes and 42 seconds left for the wonderful. Well, less pain today. For some reason. I think probably having this pillow right here, putting a pillow down here. I've had the pillow up here for the past year. I think that fucked the back up and fucked the organs inside the body up. Could be. Plus the brother's been had some inside the cabinet stored away for a while, a bunch of nutritional substances, powders and leaves and liquids, powders, leaves, and liquids. And this is with the 3 box. All the fingering is the 3 box. See that? 3 box. It's a 5th string power chord. And with the bar here, that's the fretted 1st string is a 3 note. 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 7. That's the 2nd string. 2, 1, 7, 6, 5. 3rd string, 4th string. 4, 3, 2, 1, 7, 6. 5th string, 1, 7, 6, and then the 6th string. 5, 4, 3, 3, 6. So just a matter of holding the chord position. It's a minor chord, 5th string power chord minor. And then after the box has been memorized, all the notes are able to be seen with the inner vision where all the notes are at. There's another way of holding court and bringing an affidavit. It's the same thing as striking the chord and singing with it. Am no 5, 6 again. Just, remembering the beat that the chord changes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold the 6 for 4 counts. Hold the 5 for 4 counts. Hold the 4 for 8 counts. And just repeat it again. And then after a while, one can sense and feel without having to count. One can sense and feel, oh yeah, that seems like it's been 4 counts, and the titty should be ready. Nothing like a little titty. Nothing like a little titty. Titty is ready. Tit is colorful. A lovely tit. Might as well come out here and squeeze the tit right here. Get it all squeezed up. Now the brother just grabs the tea bags right here, hang it over the side, and just squeeze it with a spoon here. A little spoon. Squeeze it with a spoon. Then just put it in the cup. Dip it in the cup to let it cool down a bit. Give it a little angle at the bottom so it cools faster. Grab the other one. Little tea bag here. This is green tea. It's supposed to be high in flavonoids, polyphenols. Get polyphenols. And stir it a little bit, and then now that that's all, get the fingers, put the artificial fingertips up here for now. Tony Iommi tits. Those are Tony Iommi tits. And then grab the tea bag and roll it up a bit, and then squeeze the rest of the bits of the juicy tea out. Sometimes it's a little hot, but it's been cooling a little bit, so. Woo, that one was a little hotter. And then go back in the kitchen and discard the tea bags into the compost container that has a sealed lid on it with food. Now here's 3 different green powders right there. One is called matcha green powder. It's got potassium in it. No, that one's wheatgrass powder. It's potent shit. Wheatgrass powder. Have to research that just to see how potent it is. This one's called cut stingy nettle leaf. This one's called moringa leaf. And these are fucking powerful fucking powders. Powerful as shit. And it's not even shit. It's just powerful as shit. So the old saying goes. This is golden seal and echinacea. See that? Golden seal. It's a powder. And echinacea. And this stuff is like vitamin C, except it's fucking different. Strengthens the immune system. But the thing with that is it has to be consumed once a day for a week, and then 2 weeks off. A week on, 2 weeks off. A week on, 2 weeks off. Brother learned that from Jan Crouch on TBN, Christian Broadcasting with Michael Sweet and Striper Band. This is Dulse. It's a leaf. Cut up seaweed. Dulse has iodine, natural iodine. This is milk thistle, whole seed milk thistle, ground up. Just a few of the lovely herbs the brother's enjoying. Powders and herbs and liquids. And then drinking a whole shitload of tea. Play some of the lovely music. Love that's Russell music right there. From the year 2005, when the amp used to sound wonderful. The capacitors were stronger. Now, the capacitors tend to hold where they're at right now as long as the volume is kept low. As long as the volume is kept low, then the amp will continue to at least sound consistent in quality where the capacitors are at now, which are at a weaker stage than they were at 2005. But if the brother totally cranks it and turns it up and plays it for 2 days, fucking all the way up, capacitors will fucking go down and it'll start sounding like fucking Tinseltown shit. went out in town yesterday to look for some, visit the Asian markets and the Whole Food markets, and there was no store owner was really even wasn't even familiar with sea buckthorn, orange little berries. Wasn't even familiar with it. Of course, it wasn't in the stores. And that's a European Asian specialty, but it's not widely known in today's generations, younger generations, and some of the older generations too. Now, it could be that the pain is coming from the kidneys. Brother was watching kidney videos. So. But, you know, Russell doesn't go to no doctors unless it's an absolute fucking desperation. He always studies, researches. Just go on YouTube videos and Google search and look for the natural cures. Natural. Oh, yeah. Put the Whack-My-Jacks on. So, brother's got like 2 hours and 40 minutes until midnight to see if the internet shall stay back, shall continue. Now, one of the cool things is that as the brother was bringing the affidavit, or that's just another way of saying playing the melody with the chord, bringing the affidavit with the court judge. There's the melody, and then the inner ear heard da is the next note, da, da. And realizing at the same time that 4 counts was go to the next chord, so realizing that the 5 chord's coming up and that the next note is probably going to be the next note up, so then play the 5 chord and then hit that next note up again at the. That's the first time brother went down and played the 4-string, 5th string, and 6th string with the 5 chord position right there. That sounded kind of cool. That's cool. Time to eat a little booger now. Ain't nothing but runny runny nose water. It's really all it is. It's just nose water. It's irritating nose water because it starts to drip on the edge of the nose. It kind of tickles or irritates, and it's like, oh my god, get that shit off there. So the easiest way to get it without having to cause a mess is just flick it with the fucking edge of the fucking fingernail, get it on there, and clean it out real quick. Otherwise, it's gonna be mess the fucking shirt all up and fuck all that shit. Keep it clean. Keep it clean. You're just going around town with fucking snot mess fucking shirts all fucking day. Of course, the old guys, they keep a handkerchief and pull their handkerchief out and get the handkerchief going, throw it back in there in the pocket and everything. And still, that's kind of, now you got a dirty rag in the pocket and it's all moldy and getting suffocated. And fucking, this is the cleanest way to attribute the situation. Just real clean. Cleans the fingertip off real good with all natural saliva as the all natural cleanser. And then just realize that there's a 5 chord up here, a 6 chord here. Play around with it. But, you know, if the star system isn't memorized to be able to see and say, oh my God, here's a 6 here. And as the brothers bring in the affidavit with the court judge, and climbing up the ladder, and realize that there's the 4 there. Play around with it like that. But one might have to get some playing under the belt. Be able to enjoy a nice what do they call that? Packing a good sized lunch. The lunch only gets a good size when everything is nice and relaxed. Relaxed. If everything's all tense, all the balls and the dick shrivels up, the balls shrivel up, they want to hide. No nice package. The only way to sport a nice package is to be relaxed. So, look at where all the notes are, and then to put the fingers in the right spot to get the right sound. Just start mixing all the different. God, it's getting hot in here already. Fuck. Mixing all the different notes all over the place, and it really doesn't come right away, but it seems like it would come a little bit faster if there's someone that's already been around the block with the notes and explaining the notes. Then it might probably come a little bit faster for a learner. Or a child. You know, it's the same idea as a mother and a child. A mother always shares everything with the child. But if the mother isn't sharing anything with the child, or the child isn't around the motherly sharing and all the other stuff, then probably it won't. It might be a long time for it to come. Which has been the case with Russell. It's been that way with Russell. Everything's been a long time coming. Although Russell has had a couple teachers in the beginning stages, but you know, they didn't teach any of this shit that Russell's learning now. This whole self-taught shit just through exploration. Being like a fucking rocket man rocketing up into outer space, fucking exploring where all the stars are at. How they interconnect. Russell didn't grow up with no fucking Steve Vai teacher like Joe Satriani or fucking Frank Zappa and all that other stuff. He didn't grow up with any of that. It was all pretty much, you know, just a couple introduction classes and a couple lessons at the music store. It didn't last very long. Russell's just a self-explorer. Most everything going on has been Russell self-exploring. And whenever Russell was ready for something else, then it would happen. But if Russell was just satisfied right where he was at. But if there would have been a motherly figure teacher around and all that shit, I mean, fucking who knows where the fuck Russell would be today? Blowing shit out of the water, probably. Probably stuck in the money system. Probably stuck in the money system, blowing shit out of the water. But for some reason, Russell's never got involved musically with the money system, never. And it's always been an intuition, a gut sensation that said, stay away from that shit. Don't sell the soul. Be like Crossroads and Steve Vai. You gotta know that fucker sold the soul right there. Not to put the brother down, but you know, it's quite obvious. I mean, there was another video that popped up that said something like, Steve Vai was ready to fucking commit suicide working with fucking Frank Zappa. Who knows if it's true, but you know, there's a video there, and you know, one can see, oh, that could probably happen. That's what happens when one's soul is sold. That's something different. I imagine Steve Vai just spends a lot of time all day just playing around with the different notes with the scale, and then outside the scale. Dun 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 dun. That's what the brother hears with that, you know. This will be a part with a song, with a 4 note, getting ready to go back to the 6. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. This is the first time your brother's ever played around with a 4-string. It's always usually just been the fucking 1st and 2nd string, or the 3rd string, but mainly just melody with the 1st string and 2nd string. Now the brother's getting into, hit some of the lower strings now. Here it is again. The fucking fingertip fell off. Fucking finger is just fucking tender. Where the fuck did that fingertip go? Anyway, that was kind of cool. Things started to flow right there. He's hiding behind Ingve here. locate that fingertip. Brother does got another one up there, but really wants to locate that tip. Where the hell that tip went? You're spending too much time looking for it. Usually that's a sign to just say fuck it. Wait for it to show up, because they always end up showing back up. There it is. Brother was ready to say fuck it, and all of a sudden it showed up. Just as the brother was ready to say fuck it. All of a sudden, boom, there it is. There it is. Middle finger, ring finger. That's a 4 fluctuating. This is a 4 chord, 4 major chord, fluctuating with a 1 and a 7. And then that will be a 6, 1, 2, 4, 3, 2, and a 3 bent up to a 4, back down to a 3. Brother heard that in the ear, so he's thinking, okay, that's on the 6th note. So that would be a 6, 5, 4, 3. 6, 5, 4, 3. something different. Play around with that 5 chord like that. See? Or yeah, the 5 chord. That's that position there, which is that's the D position. You know, the D shape here. Although this would be a D sharp. Most people play the D right here. But it's the D shape. And then when that chord is stretched out and added to extra strings, and then it goes like that. So that the D shape is played with the bar, first string. Da, 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 da. 4th string, 5th string. And then this right here, these 3 notes right here, is the C shape. Because the same idea is going down here to the C chord. Like that. Most people play a C chord like that. Like kind of cascading, but there's a string skip right in here, in between that finger and that finger. There's an open string. Or the G string. And so with this one, and then the D shape would be the open G string, the open 5th string, and the actual notes would be behind the nut to get the D shape. But for that right there, C chord shape, except the C chord is being played with the 4th string 3rd finger. And there is no skip fretted here. It's 1, 2, and a 3 fret. Fret 1, 1st finger, fret 2, 3rd finger, fret 4, 4th finger. So going back to this 5 chord again, the C shape is actually there. It's right there. 1, 2, 3 chords, that, you know, the 3 frets in a row. And this one right here is like a nut. It's the same idea as the nut. Also called the bar, or the attorney that shows up in the courtroom. The Bar Association, that's the British Accredited Registry, BAR, British are coming, the British are coming. Paul Revere rode on his horse through town telling everybody, hey, the British are coming. So all the Americans fucking got together and went to go fucking meet them. What the fuck you doing over here? For those that like questions. And they got their asses kicked right the fuck back out off the land. Fuck out of here. Fuck you think you are. And then after that happened, the British realized that they couldn't go face to face with the fucking Americans. The Americans just thumped their asses face to face, so that's when they had to go behind the back with all the tricks and shit, with the banking system, the tricks. The banking system, because they were no match for the it wasn't the Americans. There were no match for humans that wanted to go to the next freedom level. They were no match. The British were no match for the universal freedom. When one stands with the universal freedom, it gets to the point where there ain't no match against that. Although sometimes there might be a match and a loss and all that. But eventually the universe gets to the point where the universal energy does not allow itself to be stepped on and controlled. And it usually ends up happening because the motherly energy comes out and starts educating the child instead of beating the fuck out of the child. That'd be Paul Revere and the Americans. Back then it was all about, I'm gonna beat the fuck out of you. And that's what happened. Some say, who the fuck really knows, but and then you had, and then another tricky way for the British to infiltrate and take over the Americans was called the British invasion, musically speaking. And there were a lot of undercover British musicians that came from England over to infiltrate the American lands to get everyone caught up and mesmerized with the beauty with music, but it was a trick. Get them all caught up with entertainment, so and slave jobs and banking and all that shit. So, oh wow, it's got pull-out knobs for different tones. Wow, it's a softer tone right there. Pull that knob out. A quieter, less volume, softer tone. More tinsel. And there's this one comes out. Then both of them out. Brother's never ever played with those knobs. Well, he has, but just didn't see any sense in it. It just fucking, all his brother wanted was this. And then this. All the brother was interested, and the best settings to get the best sounds were just keep them fucking down. Playing around with the lower strings, getting more with the lower strings. Although the brother has played around with the lower strings before, but now there's more consciousness with it. Anyway, getting back to that fifth string, or the fifth chord, the shape. Natural shape. That would be the C chord shape, a major chord, C chord shape. And here it is down here, and then the finger would be behind the nut. Since how the nut's there, you don't need the finger. Just a little bit deep, that Dust in the Wind song. That's one of the first songs Brother learned on acoustic guitar in 7th grade. Just picked it up from some dude that was playing it, and Brother just eared it out. I think he showed Russell the fingering pattern. It went the fingering pattern. So bring it up to this chord and play it now. Then it would be the minor chord. So you gotta be able to fashion the fingers to be able to keep the lower C note going. So it's a bit tricky. So it's a matter of replacing those two fingers with those ones, getting the coordination down, just so here it is. In order to hit that high note, you have to have a finger there, but when we lift the finger there, that C note, prospectively, the C note has to be replaced. So that gets replaced with that. And one could just sit here all day and go over it and over it if one wanted to. It's kind of hard. Beats the fuck out of the side of the bar finger. 1 hour into the programming here. 1 hour into the programming. Brother needs to hit it. Brother needs to hit a metal chord. One seven seven 666 666 1 7 7 6 6 4 5. That's a sharp 5. That leads into the fucking 6. So, you know, that's something to remember. That when one's playing the diminished 7th notes, and when it's finished playing it, that's a lead into the 6, back with the 6. So that would be a 4, 5, and then when one hits the sharp 5 note after, you know, scaling or melody or 6 to a 4 and then to a 2. See that? And then so it went from a 6 to a 4 to a 2 and then a 3. So as the brother was coloring the 6, and then there's a 4, color the 4, and then a 2, and then a 3. There's a 4 way up there. There's a 2, 3. There's a 6. Oh, I just busted the fucking string. I have to pull Igwe up now. He's got a busted string too. I have to pull another fireball fifth. So there's a 4 string that busted. Busted a nut. So brother just pulls it up so that there's a little bit, the steel string is enough, an inch. As long as there's an inch there, and then it can cut the fucking, and then voom the bank through the bank and restring it, retie it. But the idea is that as the brother played the chord, this thing is left unzipped. No big deal, needs to air out anyway. Has to fuck the knee. Let it air out anyway. Bring Fireball Phipps up in here. The LA gun. Laguna. The Laguna. This is the LA gun. Laguna. See? Laguna. 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 The LA gun. It's probably tuned differently. Oh yeah, it's lower. There's the C, that's the F on that guitar, this is the G on this guitar. That's how it's in, the strings are fucking looser. wants to play right now. This thing used to have the fucking bucket head strap on it. And it was just a fucking a belt to hold jeans up. It happened to be a stretch material. So brother just tied it in knots and fucking had it on the guitar for a couple years. Probably more than that. So anyway, so the brother was on the, might as well just, here it is. There's that same 5 chord with the C shape. See how that goes. See? Playing that Dust in the Wind song. Which is the same thing as the C down here. And there's the C shape. Got the 3 cascading, except there's a string in between the 2nd and the 3rd finger. It's like an open string. And this would be like the nut down here, where everything is an open string. And so that same 3 notes, 1 fret after the other. There's a fret, there's a fret, there's a fret, right after the other. Get it all the way down, now it's a C chord. And don't even need the nut anymore. Don't need the bar finger. Don't need the attorney no more. Just tell the attorney, go back home. We don't need you no. Don't need you no more. We got nuts. We got big balls, big crying balls. Don't need you no more. We know law over here. We're lawyers. We ain't attorneys. We're lawyers. Bar Association and attorneys, you can go back home now. Go on back to England, where your allegiance is to. Go on now. Unless you want to convert to be a lawyer on the American soil over here now. Go on back home if you wanna. If you wanna. But when Russell sings that song, he doesn't sing "All we are is dust in the wind." Russell sings, "We're a whole lot more than we're way more than dust in the fucking wind." Universal fucking power. we don't fall for that fucking English banker death trap fucking expect to fill out a will and expect to die bullshit. or child bully stuck in the mud blindness. That's all it is. And it's natural. It ain't a bad thing, but you know, you can call it what it is. For the time being. So anyway, so the brothers was playing around with that shape with the 4 chord major. Actually the 5 chord. And here's the D sharp, the E sharp, or the F6. Original. Instead of playing the bar chord like this, play it like that. So we go 6, 6, 5, 6, 5, holding the 5, and then a that would be a 3. It'd be a key change. Everything's a key change. This is, in the other key, it's a 1. And this would be and then that's a 6, because the original key is C. A6. Yeah. So it's a key change there. When it wants to play this song. This is a 6 up here. 6, 5. But when the brother goes to the 5 and he starts playing this melody with it, like this. Start from the beginning with a 6. Now it converts to a 1 major instead of being a 5 major. And this is a 6 major. Because it'd be 1, 7, 6, 1, 7, 6. Pretend that this is the C note that's way down here. The C note is now up here, or the C note position. There's the C note with the C key, the position is there. Those 2 notes. 1, 7, 6. C1 is the first note with the C key. B7 is the 7th note with the C key. A6 is the 6th note with the C key. But if the key is way up here, the 1 note, this is going to be a D sharp 1. D sharp 1, D7, C6. Six, 7, 1. And then 5, and then the 4. Back to the 6. This is F6, which is the G sharp key. And there's the 5 and then the 4, so 6, 5, 4 again, and then 6, 5, and then 4. 6, 5, 4, 6, 5. And when it goes to the 5, automatically just jumping right to the Dust in the Wind video. Our melody, a song. Russell's a natural born teacher. Natural born, just shared fucking information concerning every fucking subject there is. Especially the most important ones. You know, like societal existence, which is also known as, can be called politics. Be like Frank Zappa. He was all into politics. Steve Vai wasn't into politics at all. Didn't have a fucking clue what the fuck was going on. Except one thing Steve Vai knew is that said, that's all fear mongering. You just stayed with the Steve Vai world. And that's one way to accomplish things. It's one way to accomplish things. Anyway, it's an hour and a half of that video. So might as well just stop it right there. See if it'll upload. It's got till midnight, so it might be a few hours for it to upload. Might upload just in time. Never know. The internet might be miraculously keeping on playing. Keep Yngwie up there for now. He's got a busted string. Both the Benny Moore got a busted string too. His brother was sitting here pondering for a couple little bits, thinking, should I just put this one on here and hang one of them on the wall? It's gonna be Yngwie. Sure ain't gonna be Benny Moore. He never hangs on the wall. Benny Moore never hangs on the wall. Usually turn the zoom off, get the zoom off first, then the main power. Alright, call it a nut.